All right, so I guess we can get started right here. All right, so let's get started here. So my name is Emily Luo, and I'm the project manager here for ZYCOO. So you guys probably are familiar with me if you have attended the previous training course with me. So for today's topic, we are going to base on the X10 SIP paging gateways. And I have put up the links here, so you should be able to find all the technical documents. And also after this training, I will be uploading the recording to YouTube, so you will be able to find the recording under the YouTube link. So for today's tutorial, I have breakdown into basically into three different sections. So for the first section, I will be do a very brief comparison between our X10 and X30. So hopefully that you guys know on the SIP paging gateways, we actually have two different models, the X10 and X30. And also I will be doing some demonstration how to use the Finex connector to use along with our X10. And also some practical applications as well. So that basically the sections for today's topic. So let's move on into the first section, comparing our X10 and our X30. Okay, so the differences between the X10 and the X30, apparently they are in different colors. And the X30, the one in black, is more using in those in the industrial levels. So it can work under a tougher environment and also temperatures. So for the X30, it works from a negative 40 Celsius to a positive 75 Celsius. And for the X10, it works from a negative 20 to a positive 50 Celsius. So also the X30 is approximately 100 grams heavier than the X10. So that is the differences on the appearances. And let's take a look on the different surface of the two devices. So on the top, we got the X10, and the one that is in the black color on the bottom, that is our X30. So let's take a look from the right to left. So I have circled it, I have put up different colors of rectangles to get the sections on each section on the devices. So from the very right, we got this audio, the audio sections in this red rectangle sections. So as you can see the difference on our X10, we actually use this 3.5 mm jack for the audio in and the audio out. And on our X30, we actually have the pins. We have 6 pins. So for the use of Finex connectors, so on the X30, the headset, it has 4 pins for the headset and 2 pins for the mic. So that would be the difference on the audio sections. And moving to the next one, the green colors. So the green colors is the speaker. So we have 2 built-in speakers in our X10 and also the X30. So on the speaker section, they are the same. So 2 pins each, 2 pins for each speaker. So we will be 2 pins for the left speaker and 2 pins for the right speaker. So on this section, they are the same. And moving to the next one, on the X30, we can see that there is a purple rectangle. So on the purple rectangle, I label it as a signal, but it should be called as a digital, the digital levels output. So on the X10, it does not have the digital level output. So the use of the digital level output is the use with the digital level input, also knowing like the sensor. So if you are using our X10 along with a sensor, like a temperature sensor or like a water level sensor, your sensor has to figure out how to give the signals to the X10. But if you're using the X30, your sensor does not need to like requiring to like giving the signals or the electrons to the X30. So that would be one of the difference. And the next one, we got the key and light. So the key and light means it works usually like often with those like a bottom. So it would be like a bottom with a like a little small LED light on it. So on the X10, we support two different, we support two bottoms with light. And so we can see there are 8 pins on the bottom section. So it would be like 2 pins for the bottom one and light one, and another 2 pins for the bottom 2 and 2 pins for the light 2. And as we can see on the X30, it has only 6 pins. That means the negative pin has to be shared with the light and also the bottom. So one bottom with light, it has 4 cables, right? So one cable is going to on the key, the K1, and another cable is going to on the D, the light, and on the negative pin there will be like 2 cables going into the negative pin. So the negative pin is going to be a share pin. And moving to the next one, we got the sensor is also known as digital level input. So on this section, they are the same. So we got 1 positive and 1 negative, so 1 for each. And the next one, we got the dry contact relay. So on the relay, on the X10, we can see that actually it has 3 pins for the dry contact relay. So we have the normal open, common, and the normal close. So there would be like often the dry contact relay has 2 cables. So one cable has to go in with the commons, and another cable can be go into either a normal close or a normal open. So it would be like depends on how you want to use your dry contact relays. And on the X30, it has only 2 pins for the dry contact relays. So we have the normal and the common. So one cable is going to in the common, and another one is going to be the normal. And on our system page, you need to choose the normal to be like normal open or normal close. So on the X10 system page, it does not have this option for you to choosing a normal close or normal open. So you need to choose it when you are using, like when you're using the Phoenix connector to connect your dry contact relay. And the last one would be the power. So as we can see on the X30, it has this 12 or 24 volt 2 pins for the power input, and that on the X10 we do not have the power input in the front surface. So there would be the major differences on those like all the pins between the X10 and the X30. So let's take a look on the back of the X10 and the X30. So from going from the very right to left, we got the GND. So the GND is also known as the earth wire or the ground wire. So as we know, if we're using a PoE cables or like any of the electricity cables, there would be like a lot of impurities. So we need to somehow release these impurities in the electron, right? So that's why we need the GND to connect with the ground wires and get those like impurities to be released. And the next one, we got the Ethernet and the Ethernet plus PoE cable part. So that section, they are the same. So, and the next one, we got these two lights. So on the upper one, it says SYS, that means the system light. And the bottom one, PWR, is the power light. So if your X10 or your X30 is connected with power, the power light should be on, like stable on. And if your X10 or X30 is registered successfully, the system light should be flashing in every 2 seconds. So it will be like keep going and keep flashing. So if your system light is on and not flashing, so that means like there must be something wrong with the systems or like something wrong with your registration. So you need to check with that. And the next one would be the volume bottom. So we got the volume plus and the volume minus. So that section, they are the same. And we have these reset buttons, and also we got this like power input plus. So on the back surface of the X30 and the X10, they are basically the same. So I'll be giving you some examples of like what kind of devices, like applications that we can actually use along with our X10. So on the audio input, we can use those like microphones with a 3.5 mm jack. So microphone is one of the common applications that you can use with our X10. And also, if you guys have watched like 10 my previous training course, you guys will know that on our system, you also can use the, we have the features of external audio correction. That means you can use a 3.5 mm jack. So one end of the jack is going, so one end of the jack is going to plug in with our X10, and another end is going to plug in with the with your audio source, such as you can connect with your phone or like connecting with your computers, and you can play the music through the X10 and go through the speaker. And for the audio out, so the audio output, so it commonly used with a headset or like a amplifier, and the amplifier is going to connect with like a whole bunch analog speakers. So that is one of the common way that how people use it. And for the speaker section, so the speaker, we support 2 passive speakers, so passive speakers only, not active speakers. So we have 2 built-in speakers. And the next one would be the bottoms with the light. So we also support 2 bottoms with light. And the DIN means the digital label input. So they would be also known as a detectors or like a sensor. So the one of the most common applications that people use would be like a smoke detectors or like a temperature detector, and like a door magnet, and also like those proximity sensors as well. So, and on the relays, so the relay is basically a switch for like telling the device to turn on or to turn off. So we can use like a lot of the applications on the relay. So I have chosen the alarmed emergency light right here for an example. So you'll be like, you can do like a lot of things with the relays. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anything? Okay. Yes, we can skip this section. So I have took 2 videos on how to use the Phoenix connector and get to use along with our X10. So on the first video, I will be showing, so on the speaker, I will be showing you, on this video, I'll be showing you how to connect with a passive speaker and also for the light. And I'll be also in this video, I have showing you the demonstration how to use our systems and along with the applications and also our X10. Alright, so I got my X10 right here. So from the left to right, we have the speakers, we have the key light, and the sensor, and also the dry contact relays. So I will be showing you how to connect with the speaker first. So on the speaker section, we can see there is 4 ports. So it says the left plus and left minus and right minus and right plus. So one of the most common mistakes that people make is they are trying to connect with the left minus with the right minus, so which is the 2 in the middle. So one speaker, it has to be go to either a left plus, left minus, or right minus, right plus. So we so I got my these like very original analog speakers right here, and we can see from the analog speaker, you probably can see it says like the plus and the minus right here. So the plus will be go to the plus and the minus go to minus. So let's try it out. All right, so I got my Phoenix connector right here. So just in case that you never used a Phoenix connector before, here you go. The way of how we do it is I got my Phoenix connector and I got this like little screwdriver and screwed it. Right, all the way back, all the way down. Go. And we need, since we are using 2, so we need to go 2 down. I got my Redline as plus. So and then screw it up. Here we go. All right. So the easiest way to test whether or not the speaker is working is we need to plug it with our X10. And also I need to connect my X10 with the POA cable. and we can see. And we can see that the X10 is on if the power light is up. And we can press the volume plus and the volume minus button, and it will read out the IP address throughout the speaker. So if we can read out the IP address, that means the speaker is working. I guess the system is different in the Chinese, but it works. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to connect is to using this light. This bottom with the light. So this bottom, we actually have the light go away here. And let me take the X10. So as we can see that we have the key with the light, the LED means the light. So two parts will be go on to the keys and two parts will be going into the light. And you guys probably cannot see that there is a letter phi right here. It says the plus and minus. That means for the light. So these two blue cable would be for the light, and the brown cable would be for the bottom. So we need to connect the bottom first and then the light. So here we go. So the easiest way to test it whether or not it is working is we need to register our X10 to the system. So if it is successfully registered, then the light should be go up. So I'll be switching over to the system page, and let's register our X10 into the system and make all the configurations. All right, so I'm in the X10 system page, and using all the receive account is unconfigured. And let's see. So first thing first, we need to create a SIP account for our X10. So let's go to our IP Audio Center page. Okay. And we're under devices, we have a SIP account. So let's add a, let's say, 1020. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and click on Submit, and click on Activate. So we have the 1020 account here. And moving back to our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Auto answers, and click on Submit. And moving back to the device information page. Okay. So it says 1020 is registered. So moving back to, let's check on devices. Now we have the 1020 registered, and the type would be another. Okay, and for now, we start with our and can see that the light is up. We're under Advanced, there is a I/O setting. Click on I/O setting. So for the first section, there's press to top, so it will be for the bottom. like reaction. So we can do like press to top number. Let's choose a device. So for now we can, let me pull up my dispatch console right here. Okay, so let's see. So 1001 is the master phone. So let's try 1001. And also if you press the bottom again to end the call. So this option once and click on submit. So before we test the bottom, make sure that our device, so let's moving back to the IP audio center. So make sure our device is under the type of intercom device, otherwise it won't able to like directly calling to another device. So let's choose intercom device and click on submit. Activate. If I choosing the X10 as a intercom device, we also need to dispatch the X10 into one of the groups. So I have created the Emily testing group. So let's dispatch the X10, the 1020 to the group and click on submit. All right, okay, let me check. So Emily and demos using. Okay, and I guess we can change the name to like Emily X10. Click on submit and activate. Right, and we got the Emily X10, and it is dispatched to the Emily testing groups. Okay, so for now we have set it up the bottom. So if I press the bottom, it should be directly calling out to the master phone. So let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. So I got my X10 in the right corner, and I got my master phone in the upper left corner. So let's give it a try. All right, okay, I can see that my master phone is ringing. Hello? 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 Yeah. After testing with the first bottom, so let's go. All right, let's try it with the second bottom. All right, I got my second bottom piece up. Okay, so let's switching over back to the system page and set up the second bottom. So you can see I got a 2 intercoms here, so we can set up the second bottom to call in like either one of the intercoms. All right, so let's see. So now we can set up, let me see which one is the intercom. So I got my 1004, safety intercoms. So let's try 1004 transmit. Here you go. I have set up the second button to call in to the video intercoms directly. So let's try it out. So that my second button. Hello. 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 You know what? One thing that we can try is I got my microphone here. So we can try to use like these microphones to ask the source input. Hello. 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 This is Emily. Can you hear me? This is a demo test. Hello. 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I am pressing and the top. Here we go. Right. So I believe we finished the first video. So as I mentioned it in the video, our X10 is supports two passive speakers, so 10 watts each. And also, as I mentioned that our X10 is also able to connect with a amplifier. So since we only have two speakers built in, so there would be like a priority on the amplifiers, like the audio output and also the passive speaker. So the audio output section's priority is higher than the passive speaker's priority. So if my X10 is detected that I already connected with a amplifier, so the speaker that is connected to the speaker section won't work because like it has the priorities there. But normally people do not connect amplifiers like amplifiers and the whole bunch analog speaker that is going to connect with the amplifiers, and I still connect another two passive speakers. So normally people don't do it, but just so you guys know, there is a priorities on the audio output and also the passive speakers sections. And let's see what else. And also for the passive speaker, there are positive and negative cables difference. So, but if you mess up, like if you have your negative going into positive and your positive going into negative, that would be still work. Like generally speaking, that would be still work. But the sound quality wouldn't be like as good as you do it in a correct way. So I got a lot of people asking me, like I couldn't find the positive and the negative on my speaker. Is it like a non-polarized or things like that? So generally speaking, the passive speakers, they do have the positive and the negative. So yeah, that's something what I want to bring out here. So moving to the next section. So let's talk a little bit about the digital level input. So the digital level input is also known as like sensors or detectors that we call in like everyday life. So by definition, the sensor is a device that responds to a physical stimulus such as heat, light, sound, pressures, and transmit the resulting impulse ask for measurement or operating a control. So the common sensor that we use, we can see in everyday life would be like a temperature sensor. As the name suggests, it measures the difference between the temperatures and gives the signal to the device. And also we have the radiation sensors and the proximity sensor. So the proximity sensor is something that is to detect the presence of an object. So it commonly used in your in your phone. Your phone's like got the proximity sensor. So if I have my phone close to me, the light, the screen is on because it has a built-in proximity sensor there. And also we have the pressure sensors and like the position sensors. So the position sensor is to detect the levels of values or the levels of data. So that is a brief introduction on the sensor. But a lot like me, to be honest, I'm still confused with the sensor and the joint contact relay because like a lot of times they can like do a match and max thing. So you can actually use a device that has only the joint contact relay and change the signal on it and use it as a sensor. So I found that like quite interesting. So for the next one, we have our joint contact relays. So joint contact relays are given by definition, it is called the volt-free contact. So if a relay contact that does not supply voltage, so it would be a switch to turn on and turn off. So from the left side, we can see there is a SPDT and the DPDT. So actually on our device, so on our X10, we have decided to add a double pole, double source device. That means we actually have two relays, joint contact relays inside our X10. But since these two relays, they are in the same circuit, so they need to work simultaneously. So which means like although I have two relays, but they need to like turn on and turn off at the same time. So there's no way that you can actually have one on and one off. They need to work simultaneously. So that is why we only left one the joint contact relay out. So yeah, from that point, so we are calling the our relay is a single pole double source. But if you guys are interested in like you need to use a double pole double source, I believe our X10 can achieve that, but there would be something that we need to communicate with our hardware engineer. Yeah. So let's watch the second video on how to connect with a sensor and also the joint contact relays. Okay, so for now we have set up with one speaker and two buttons with light. So the next one we are going to connect is with our sensor. So the sensor I have chosen using the smoke detector. So I got my this little guy, the smoke detector right here. Most of, not all of them, but most of the sensors, they are non-polarized, which means you can choose that either one of the positive and either one of the negative. It does not matter. All right, switching to the X10 system page, we're still on the I/O setting page, and we have the sensor setting. So let's turn on the sensor settings. And we support like different trigger modes. So we support like falling edge or racing edge. So let's do like dial number. So we have the sensor detection on. And the dial number will be the reaction of the if the sensor is on. So let's do, we can like have, if the sensor is on, we can have the system to call in our master phone 1001 directly and click on save.
What's happening?
Alright, so we have successfully plugged in with one speakers and two buttons is live, and also our sensor, the smoking detector. So the last thing we need to do is to use our relay. So I will be connecting alarm light with our X10. So the relay is basically a switch, like a switch to tell the device like when to turn on and turn off. So on the alarm light, I have cut the one of the cable into half, so it can like stopping the power, the electron. Then I have the power input here. So let's find a software. Okay, so before I plug in with the Finex connector, we can like actually like test it out, because like if I didn't like cut it through, when the electron is on, it should be like the light should be go up like running normally. So okay, is it? Okay, and I'm going to plug these two ends with the relay. All right, so as you can see on the relay, it actually has 3 parts. So from the left to right, we got the normal open and common, and also the normal close. So so one of the cable has to be go into the common, and another one can be go into either a normal open or a normal close. So I would choose to do the like normal open. All right, so we have connected the alarm light and the emergency light, and let's do trigger by call status. And if we choose incoming, so if my I have any incoming to the X10, let's say I'm using my master phone or any phone that is calling to my X10, the light should be go up, and here's the relay controls on the trigger type. So the light can be choosing on like on or fast flashing or slow flashing. So let's do on, and let's do like hang up reset. So if I hang up the call, the light should be stopped. And click on submit. Okay, and as you may realize, we also have the option of triggered by sensor detect. So if I have my these options on, so if my Sensor is triggered, my lights also should be go up and should be turned on. So let's click on submit and try it out with our smoke detector. Okay, so I guess we finished the all the video for today. So let's move on. Do I have any pictures here? Okay, so we finished all the presentation slides. So if you guys are interested in watching any other combinations of like application combinations example, please feel free to drop me an email at emily.luo@ZYCOO.com. So I would love to shooting like another combinations of application video and post on YouTube. And if you guys have any questions, so please feel free to drop me a email. And let me stop the sharing.